Once again, we've been lied, bamboozled, hoodwinked, hornswoggled, duped, tricked, and cheated by the politicians that we supposedly vote into power. On Monday, May 15th, 2023, a report from John Durham came out, pretty much exonerating Trump of the things that Trump was saying. I need to make it very clear at the outset that here at Simply Bitcoin, we are not pro-political party in any way whatsoever. We are pro-Orange Party, and we have no favoritism when it comes to either donkeys or elephants. This from Axios. Special Counsel John Durham concluded in a long-awaited report released Monday that the FBI's basis for launching its explosive investigation into the 2016 Trump campaign's ties to Russia was, quote, seriously flawed. Why it matters. In the more than 300-page report, Durham leveled withering criticism at investigators, accusing them of causing, quote, severe reputational harm to the FBI. Details. The FBI opened the Russia investigation known as Crossfire Hurricane. Where do they come up with these names? Operation Nightfall, Crossfire Hurricane, Operation Paperclip. What is this? After an Australian diplomat reported that Trump campaign advisor George Papadopoulos had bragged to him about the Russian government possessing dirt on Hillary Clinton. Goes on to say, officials also demonstrated potential confirmation bias, you don't say, in favor of continuing to investigate Trump and, quote, ignored or simply assessed away, end quote, evidence that was inconsistent with the premise that the Trump campaign was colluding with Russia. What they're saying, quote, based on the review of Crossfire Hurricane and related intelligence activities, we conclude that the department and FBI failed to uphold their important mission of strict fidelity to the law in connection with certain events and activities described in this report. Durham wrote. Down at the end, we've got what to watch. House Republicans have already made the weaponization of the FBI a key focus of their sprawling investigations. House Judiciary Chair Jim Jordan, R. Ohio, tweeted Monday that he has reached out to the Justice Department to request Durham testify before his committee. Trump, in an interview with Fox News, demanded Democrats and Comey pay a heavy price for what he called a treasonous charade. Once again, Bitcoin does indeed fix this. How? It all comes back to the base layer of what we operate on. And the base layer, the lifeblood of our entire system, everything that we do is cancerous. It is poisoned. It is lies upon lies upon lies. When you have a base layer, a ground floor, and that ground floor is lies, it's shifting, it's changing, then you have to shift and change and try to find your balance. And that is what is happening here. We see it in our daily lives constantly. But when it comes to the realm of the political world, lying and colluding, bamboozling is par for the course. And it should not be that way. There is no part of anything that should be lying and bamboozling, aside from maybe poker. Over on the Hill, we've got Trump reacts to Durham FBI report. Scam. This is a quote from Trump over on Truth Social. Wow. After extensive research, Special Counsel John Durham concludes the FBI never should have launched the Trump-Russia probe. In other words, the American public was scammed, just as it is being scammed right now by those who don't want to see greatness for America, Trump wrote on Truth Social in his first reaction to the 305-page report. Down here is a quote from Durham. He says, quote, importantly, had the Crossfire Hurricane actors faithfully followed their own principles regarding objectivity and integrity, there were clear opportunities to have avoided the mistakes and to have prevented the damage resulting from their embrace of seriously flawed information that they failed to analyze and assess properly. That's a mouthful for saying they didn't do their job and they should have and they messed up and that's not good. Over here on Twitter from Greg Price at Greg_Price11, we've got breaking. According to Durham Report, the plan by Hillary Clinton to create a false story linking Donald Trump to Russia was briefed in August of 2016 by CIA Director John Brennan. According to his handwritten notes, CIA Director Brennan subsequently briefed President Obama and other senior national security officials on the intelligence, including the, quote, alleged approval by Hillary Clinton on July 26, 2016, of a proposal from one of her foreign policy advisors to vilify Donald Trump by stirring up a scandal claiming interference by Russian security services. I think we all kind of expect politicians to play dirty, try and find dirt on each other, reveal this, oh, did you know that he did this back in high school and he's not all he's cracked up to be when it comes to this? And I don't think we have too much of an issue with that. The problem with this is that when you drag what is supposed to be what was once considered to be a respectable crime-fighting authority, the FBI, when you drag them and the CIA into this, then it completely removes any legitimacy that they might have had, and maybe they never had any legitimacy. I'm reading a book right now that ties the CIA, the FBI, so many different intelligence operations to the mafia and the mob and organized crime and drugs dating back to ages ago, more than 100 years ago. It's a pretty nasty relationship that they've all got going on. So maybe I was the one that was naive, and as a child I was, and it's only recently that I've thought, it seems like this whole game, this whole political government game is to keep us, you and I, under somebody's thumb. Once again, Bitcoin does indeed fix this, because if you remove the incentives to lie, if you get rid of this whole game, the weight, the constant energy expenditure that it takes to lie, then you don't play that game anymore. It is a crappy prize, it being fiat currency. And when you have this lie, this inflating, ballooning, yeast-filled fluff nothing constantly growing, you're going to see people doing more and more crazy things to try and get a piece of that. Be it lying, be it standing in the street picking their nose, or claiming that they're a Martian from another planet. People will do whatever it takes. It's all lies upon lies upon lies. This entire system, all of it, I mean everything, everything that you know about is built in a house of lies. It's participating in a house of lies. It's like going to a casino and thinking that they're giving it to you straight, when all you have to do is look around and everything you see is screaming, you're going to lose. That's how this is here. It'd be like a cow walking into a butcher shop, seeing racks of ribs and hooves and a face and going, I'm probably gonna walk out of here just fine. No, honey, you're not. Got another tweet here from DC Drano, and he kind of sums up my thoughts on this pretty dang well. He says, the most infuriating thing about the Durham Report isn't confirming that, quote, Russia collusion, end quote, was a lie. We knew that since day one. I don't know about that. A lot of people will claim that, oh, I knew that, maybe you believe that, but we don't know these things. We don't know many things. That's another thing that Bitcoin would fix. If our politicians were paid in Bitcoin and we saw exactly how much they were making and exactly where their money was going, which we should be privy to if they're a public servant, that should be something that you sign up for. You should not be getting all sorts of backroom deals and handshake and sweetheart bargains because you're just in a position of power and you can lift your friends and buddies up to get whatever they want. That's not how this should work. We should know exactly where you're getting your money. My employer, for my fiat mine job, knows exactly where my money's coming from, so we should know exactly where their money is coming from. They're our employees, or they're supposed to be. It's knowing, this is the most infuriating part, it's knowing that Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and everyone else involved will walk freely with no punishment while Trump gets indicted for BS. I honestly don't give two hoots about dumb people playing stupid games getting stupid prizes. What I do care about is when certain people play those games, they get to waste our time by filling the headlines, filling the feeds, filling the news about all this gobbledygook, and then nobody goes to prison. Nobody pays a fine. Nothing happens. They go off to their places in Martha's Vineyard. They blame us for ruining the planet while they fly in their private jets. They go and eat steaks and whatever caviar and fine shellfish from private lakes and lagoons and who knows what, while we're told to eat the bugs. Maybe in addition to knowing exactly where they're being paid and exactly where their money's coming from, politicians should have some sort of tattoo on their head, some sort of scarlet letter. Rules for thee and not for me is exactly what I think in this dumb brain of mine. It's also kind of why I got into this position. I know there are some politicians that are solid. And yes, Bitcoin does fix this, because as I've said so many times throughout this, if you have an entire system built within a house of lies, everything in that house is going to be built from lies. It's like going to universe lie and trying to construct anything from that material. Everything is going to be a lie. There will be some people in that system that go, this is a lie, and I'm going to try and create something else, something good in this. And you have those people. There's only one individual that I know for certain to be at the top of that list. That person is Satoshi Nakamoto. And interestingly enough, we don't even know who that person or persons or whatever is. All we know is the result of their work. And what better way to cement your legacy? So many politicians have an ego the size of the sun itself, and there's nothing, no amount of lying that will ever massage them to the place of happiness that they want to be. They want to go down in history being known as some great titan of this or that who fixed everything, but that's never going to happen when you lie, cheat, bamboozle, hornswoggle, etc., etc., etc. The best way to leave your legacy cemented for all time is to do something worthwhile. Hey, and guess what? Bitcoin encourages that. That's exactly the bright orange future that you and I, everyone here at Simply, is trying to usher in. All we need to do to help usher in that bright orange future is to continue to speak honestly and forthrightly. Avoid playing the stupid games that politicians play. Don't slump to their level. Be better than that.